We can work backwards, given the area of a sector of a circle, to find the radius of the circle, as well as the area of the entire circle. We're going to use the same proportion we've used before, it's just we're going to have our variable in a different location. So if you recall what we've done in the past, we start these out for sector problems with pi r squared. This time, though, the radius is what's unknown to us. So I'm going to do pi r squared over the entire angle of the circle, which is 360. And then set that equal to, now normally the x goes in that top spot, because normally we're trying to find the area of the sector. This time I can see they gave it to me as 35 meters squared for the angle, and that's an angle of 40 degrees of the circle. So there's my proportion, same proportion, just variable in a different spot. I'm noticing too that I'm going to be working with approximate answers because their area that they gave us was approximate, there's no pi symbol in it. So what that tells me to do is I'm going to replace pi with 3.14 right away, since there's no need to keep exact, it seems. So let's go ahead and cross multiply and see what we end up with. So multiplying this way, 3.14 times 40 gets me 125.6 times the radius squared. And then cross multiplying the other way, 35 times 360 is 12,600. The square root needs to be the last step I do. So first thing I'll do is divide both sides by 12.5 or 125.6, and that gets me r squared is equal to 100.32. Now because that's really close to 100, I know that when I take the square root, my radius should be really close to 10, since the square root of 100 is 10. So once I do this, I get a radius of approximately, it comes up almost exactly 10, about 10.02 depending on how you rounded that. And that's got a label on it with meters. So the radius of this circle is just over 10 meters. As soon as I know the radius of the circle, I'm free to find out a lot of other things about it. It's relatively easy to do, it's just a matter of using a different formula. So in addition to finding the radius, they've also asked me to find the area of the circle. So to do that, I'm going to use my area formula, that's pi r squared. I'll use 3.14 for pi since we're working with approximate answers this time, it looks like. So 3.14 times 10.02 squared. Make sure to do order of operations, so do the 10.02 squared first and then multiply by 3.14. Or type it in your calculator at once. Just make sure you square the radius, don't square the pi. And that gets me an area for the entire circle of approximately 315.26 meters squared.